South Africa is marking 40 years since the Soweto student uprising, which marked a pivotal turn in the fight against apartheid. As the nation looks back on the tragic violent protest, both old and young say their nation is better for it, but still far from perfect. Viewers Anita Powell reports from Soweto.
Joy in a place that has seen so much tragedy. This square was the scene of one of South Africa's darkest chapters, the 1976 Soweto Uprising. Some 20,000 high school students marched to protest the apartheid government's insistence on teaching in the Afrikaans language. Police opened fire on the marching children. Estimates vary on how many children were killed. Some go as high as 700. One of the first victims was 13-year-old Hector Peterson. That fateful day, June 16th, is now celebrated as Youth Day. Many of the surviving students are now grandparents, but the memory has never left them.
When the shooting started, I was not sure it was a gun. It sounded like a cracker. Until I saw a boy was next to me bleeding from the hand. Then it's when I realized that actually these people are shooting. They are using a live ammunition. Students ran into the neighboring houses. Police followed by throwing tear gases around there.
Those horrors seem distant for today's children, but they say they are grateful for the sacrifices made by those who came before them.
Let us thank them for what they did for us, because we have freedom. We can do everything in this country.
The older generation says the efforts were worthwhile. When she was a student activist, Florence Kanye says she and her friends were repeatedly jailed and beaten.
It was worth it because what we fought for, what the other student that died fought for, at least we do have the freedom now that we were fighting for. Yes.
Young and old agree that South Africa has yet to live up to the ideals those students originally sought. Last year, university students held protests demanding free education. Protesters say the government's failure to support them is effective economic apartheid. The debate continues. The struggle, veterans say, remains the essential role of the youth. They have the rage, the time, the energy to keep up the fight, and hopefully make tomorrow's South Africa a better place. Anita Powell, VOA News, Johannesburg.
Well, I want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. And check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Find me on Twitter at VOA Vince McCory.